Okay, hello and welcome back to some more F1 2022, my team. Today you join me for the Austrian Grand Prix, which I actually got right this time at the end of last episode. I've said it's the Austrian Grand Prix about the last 4 races, and it hasn't been. But it finally is. It's also a sprint race, so bonus racing, an extra 6 laps, so 24 in total. And it means that we have an even better opportunity to just nab some more points. Which we're going to... There's a plane passing over my house. Go away. We're going to do as best as possible. But heading into normal qualifying, so just the qualifying for the sprint quali, it's really confusing. We are hoping to be able to set a decent lap time. Now, we don't need to set a blistering one because, you know, we have a whole another 6 laps to gain positions. But so far... we're starting off our second lap and we're already about 2/10 faster. We have Alonso ahead of us, giving us a little bit of a tow towards turn 3. Don't know, is he on a push lap? I guess he's not. I'll take it. Hang on, no, he is, because he's got the... I don't know, the AI clapped, I guess. But he's given us a nice tow down towards turn 4, which has given us quite a bit more time, 6/10 up on our previous time. You have to remember as well, I set an anchor time beforehand, especially when there's like rain if possible, just because if some people don't get out and have to go and qualify in the wets, then we're living. So it's never a good lap number 1. Oh, running off onto the curbs on the exit of turn 8, about 0.9 up on our best time. We've lost a little bit of time into turn 9 and lost a little bit out of turn 10 as well, but that's not going to really improve that much. Maybe P17, P18. Alright. Well, we can do stuff with that.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint.
Okay, then.
Okay,
in the
now
car.
We've got some good points on the board.
Hello.
Let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
That's the plan. Alright. We're going to just underfuel the car very slightly and go as fast as humanly possible. I mean, that's the plan, I guess, yeah. Alright, formation lap is ending. We're going to form up on the grid. We've got Stroll ahead of us, Latifi behind us, Lawson as well in P20, so the car is just very good around certain tracks. So, yeah, not yesterday. Last time around in Britain, I mean, it was me in P10 and Lawson in P11, but here it's P18 and P20. So... I mean, eventually the pace will be there for most tracks, but for now it's only a very select few. We'll pull up to the grid, just inching forward. There we go.
Incredible parking there. Nice
Purple
one. That's going to give
parking.
you the edge if you can get good launch as the race.
Oh, Mark just died. All right, here we go then. In Austria for the sprint race, the 5 red lights. We are underway for the Austrian sprint race. Lance Stroll on our left in the Aston Martin going very slowly. So is Bottas. So is Russell. Into turn 1 we go. Everyone is just squeezing everyone else. We had to go off a little bit there in turn 1. Everyone was just squeezing everyone else and making everyone go super slowly. We're up into P15. We've gained 3 positions. Lawson has also gained 3 positions up into P17. Here we go into turn 3. Past Schumacher, past Perez. Albon as well, possibly. Never mind, yellow flag, just past Schumacher then. Perez and Albon though being held up by the yellow flag. We might be able to get a launch on Albon heading towards turn 4. We do. Past Albon we go. Perez ahead of us. We don't want to get... Oh my god, Albon. Jesus. Wow, okay. Albon just absolutely sends it into turn 4. Gains his position back on us. Wow. That's quite shocking actually. Alright, it's fine though. Because he's gonna be held up a little bit by the fact that he is running a Mercedes engine. However... Williams is, I believe, higher than Aston Martin now. I think they're the 10th slowest compared to our 9th slowest. Oh my god, Perez, Hamilton having a little bit of a coming together allows Albon to slow down, allows us to get past. Alongside Perez we go into turn 1. Oh, we're going to get past. Oh, just about getting past Perez.
Good job, nice overtake.
Thanks, Mark, I guess. It wasn't really, I went sort of over the track limits, but... if they don't want me to give the position back, I ain't giving it back. I'm not doing it. Alright, finishing off lap 2 and on to lap 3 we go. DRS will be enabled, so that we're almost halfway through. Hamilton and Ocon ahead of us, battling it out. Perez coming towards us into turn 1, but that's perfectly fine because he's overtaken us, but we're going to get a DRS now, which I don't think we would have... Oh, we probably would have actually gotten it up with Hamilton, but I'm not too sure. But now we can hopefully just keep up with him and maybe even get past into turn 3. Yes, we do, and we're going to get DRS again, which will keep him at bay for a little bit longer as we head down... Oh, wow, he's fallen very far behind. Okay. As we head down towards turn 4, behind Hamilton in P11. I mean, I'll take it all day, every day, eh? Oh, Lawson pulls into the pits. Perez is absolutely flying round our outside of turn 1. He goes. We fend off a little bit more. But, yeah, the AI are super aggressive. We're also going to have to start saving some fuel now. I forget that with these non-upgraded cars, you don't, you're not as fuel efficient. So we're going to have to just coast a little bit. Yeah, so just coasting through some of the corners, which will lose us a little bit of time. But we have to do it, otherwise we won't finish the race. But I think... Oh, Verstappen and Schumacher pulling into the pits. We're up into P10. Perez still behind us. Not by much, but not like right up our tail. Heading up towards turn 2, which is like a longish straight. It's just under that BWT sign. Now we're going to play it smart here. We're actually going to ease off of the throttle a little bit and brake early, let Perez through to try and get the DRS on him. I mean, actually, I don't think that's worked the way it's supposed to work. God damn it. I think I let off a bit too early. We're catching. We're definitely catching, heading towards turn 3. Oh, maybe not. No. No, definitely not. Lap 5, heading towards lap 6. Russell pits as well. Alonso also pits. We move up into P10. But I don't know why everyone's pitting. That's like 10 pit stops now from different people in total. I mean, look at the track map, right? In Sector 2, Lawson, Schumacher, one of the Alfa Tauris, one of the Alfa Romeos, one of the Mercedes, Verstappen and Alonso all pitting. I don't understand why. I mean, it happens, I guess. But we are going to finish off the lap very soon. We can finish off the sprint race. Perez ahead of us. There's nothing we can really do to get close enough to him to overtake now. That was our last overtaking opportunity, but we haven't got much ERS. And, yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. I'll take P10, though. All day, every day. We gained 8 positions in that race, so I'll definitely take P10. I mean, it's a bit of a shame. Carlos Sainz, your winner of the sprint race here in Austria. Perez will finish ahead of us. And that is unfortunate. Oh my god, hang on, that's a McLaren in P2 and a Haas in P3. Oh wow, checker flag is out. We're across the line. P10. Mark didn't seem too happy. But yeah, that was a McLaren and a Haas in P2 and 3, or they've been lapped. They may have been lapped. That's valid. They weren't lapped. Ricciardo and Magnussen picking up P2 and P3. I mean, Carlos Sainz, go away, we don't care anymore. Ricciardo and Magnussen have an amazing position for tomorrow's race. They might be able to get a podium between the two of them. Okay.
This is it then, race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. Not long to go before our drivers hurtle off the line and into the first turn, the Niki Lauda curve. It was renamed in 2019 in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Magnussen, Tsunoda, Lando Norris and Joe, Ocon, Hamilton, Perez and Reed, Albon, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Liam Lawson and Mick Schumacher, Russell, Bottas, Gasly and Nicholas Latifi. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Alright, we're in P10, which is it's a good position for the race. Now I reckon if we can gain like 2, maybe 3 positions on the opening lap, we can probably fend off against anyone else. Safety car will always come in clutch, as always. So we'll see what happens there. I don't reckon there'll be many safety cars around here because they fixed the whole turn 9 thing where you used to get absolutely insane amounts of safety cars here. I mean, I think I've had about 4 safety cars here in a 25% race before, but unfortunately that doesn't happen anymore. Alright, warming up for the race start. P10, as I've said many a time, we're going to just heat up our tyres a little bit more. I mean, 90 degrees on the front and 95s on the rears is not bad whatsoever. We'll still do a burnout or 2 as we head towards our box, because we might as well just heat up those rear tyres, get as much grip off of the start as we can to get a good launch. There we go, optimal parking. Lovely, lovely stuff. Alright, here we go then, in Austria, at a bit of an angle towards the left. We are underway for the Austrian Grand Prix with the sprint success. We start in P10. And we're going to have a look into turn 1. Hamilton on our right, Ocon as well. We're going to be alongside Ocon out of turn 1. We passed Hamilton already, and Ocon as well has been overtaken. I mean, he's going to fight back to the position. I think he might be able to get it into turn 3 here, because there's no way we can defend. We're going to just, you know what, we're just going to ease through it. We're going to just do nice and smooth. There we go. Nice and smooth movements of the wheel allow us to just get through without needing to worry about grip or anything. No losses. And into turn 4 we go alongside Zhou Guanyu as he gets held up a little bit by Perez, but unfortunately we go wide out of turn 4 and can't just get past Zhou just yet. However, we're going to be right on his tail. Oh my god, he goes wide into turn 6. Very wide, in fact. Nothing really we could do to get past there though, because it would have been very risky. However, we're going to stick by him and just hope for the best. He's on the medium tyres. Quite a lot of the front runners are on the medium tyres, which is a bit interesting. You don't really see that too often. Yeah, maybe it's a sprint races or something. Maybe they used up like some cars use up 3 sets of tyres in quali alone. Who knows? But we're on the softs, and we're going to just try and edge out the competition a little bit. See what we can do, but as we head towards turn 3 for the second time this race, we are unfortunately not past Zhou just yet. We're still in P8, which is very good. Alright, lap 3, DRS enabled. We're going to use it to try and catch up to Zhou, however he will have DRS on Sonoda. We're running out of ERS here, which is a bit of an issue, but not braking as heavily into turn 3. Can we get past Zhou? We're alongside. Yes, we can. Zhou Guanyu falls behind into 8th position, and that puts us up into 7th, which we do love to see. We very much do love to see. Sonoda ahead, then Norris, and then Ricciardo. Magnussen is in P2. He's on for a podium at the moment if it stays how it is, which is going to be very interesting to see. As we head towards lap 4, Zhou having DRS on us, heading towards turn 1. He goes past us into turn 1 very, very clear. Oh my god, he locks up. We go through again. Up into P7, Zhou Guanyu locks up his front right and lets us go through. I'll take it. Alright, lap 6. We're going to have the pit window open in 1 or 2 laps, I believe. Oh. I mean, that's not great in one respect, as Ocon and Hamilton will be able to catch up, but it means we'll be able to get a bit more ERS into the system. We can recharge a little bit, because we have been using quite a lot. But yeah, with no deployment, we can charge up nothing. Oh, it's back. Lovely stuff. Oh my god. Safety car. Why is a safety car out? No one's out. Oh. Alright, well we're gonna... Oh, hello. We're gonna box in at the end of this lap like I reckon most people will. And with Norris and Ricciardo both pitting, we probably, if we have a good pit stop, we'll get up into P6 here, as they will have to double stack and hold each other up. There you go. There's McLaren's getting held up. As we pull into the pits, turn in, optimal timing. I just drove through a Haas pit crew member, but 2.3. And yeah, we're out in P6. And everyone's on hards. Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Ocon, all on hards. I don't know, obviously, what's going on after that, like P3, 2 and 1, but I don't know why. I mean, we're on the mediums. I would have thought they're going to last a distance. Softs lasted 6 laps, mediums will last 12. Alright, here we go for the restart. On lap 8, we'll have 10 laps of racing remaining, so just over half race distance. Tsunoda ahead of us in the AlphaTauri with the hards on. Ricciardo ahead of him, so it should be quite easy to get past these two. Magnussen, again, I'm not sure what tyre he has on. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, Tsunoda gets a bit of a good launch. Through turn 10 we go, and we're going to just put our foot flat to the floor, try and get past Tsunoda before turn 1. We pull right and move left, deciding what to do as we go through turn 1. We're alongside, he goes very slowly through turn 1. We almost lose the car out of the exit as we run onto the curb, but we keep the car under control. And we're up into P5 already. Ricciardo in P4. Magnussen does have the hard tyres on, which is really interesting. We go a bit wide into turn 3. Did I say turn 4? I might have said turn 4. My bad. Ricciardo ahead of us though, Magnussen ahead of him. We're just going to have to try and catch up, keep up, see what we can do. Into turn 4 we go, a little bit wide again. Just making sure we don't hit into the back of Ricciardo, because we don't want to do that. We don't want to cause damage to our car. Because if we have damage, we go slow, we pit, we lose all the position, especially after that safety car. We don't need to get into it. No one's going to come here and will this be their first experience of F1? It's watching a My Team video, especially my Team video. Not going to happen. Anyways, on to lap 10 we go, through turn 10 we go. Yellow flag behind. Oh, that's a couple of cars stopped there. Safety, oh no, virtual safety car. And they're sticking with a virtual. Huh. Sebastian Vettel out of the race. Well, the virtual safety car should be coming in around about now. There we go. We've got to try and get a good launch and see if we can get past Ricciardo. Here we go, right. Oh. Green flag racing. DRS has been enabled because you only get DRS disabled during the VSC. But you keep the DRS afterwards. Here we go then, heading down towards turn 3. From turn 1 to turn 3 we go. Daniel Ricciardo also has DRS. Into turn 3 we go. Braking nice and late. We're going to get some DRS out of the corner. And we make it through. We do make it through. And we're up in P4. I'm surprised we actually made it around there. I guess he was just struggling with the hard tyres. Well, Perez is on mediums. Ricciardo is behind us. He's got some DRS on us now. He's going to have DRS down the straight. And I'm going to try what we tried in the sprint with Perez. But this time, it's going to work. So here we go, putting over to the right hand side, just dipping the throttle slightly, letting him pass. Going across the detection line behind Ricciardo, but through the next corner ahead of him. We're going to get DRS down the next straight, and we're going to be able to pull away nice and easily because he won't have any DRS. It's a bit of a cheeky strategy, but if it works, it works. Alright, here we go, lap 15 on to lap 16. Luckily for us, Ricciardo's quite far behind. I mean, he'll get DRS the next 2 laps or so. It shouldn't really matter. Magnussen is out of reach now, unless there's an incident that pulls out like a yellow flag or something. Lawson pulls into the pits. Quite a lot of people pull into the pits. Interesting. Heading through to start lap 17, Ricciardo and Verstappen, I think, are going to start battling here. Verstappen will have DRS. He has the medium tyres. Here he goes. We're going to have to focus on turn 1, but looking up at the timings, they're battling it through. But I think Verstappen is out ahead. He is. Alright, here we go. Starting lap 18, the final lap of the race. Through to turn 1 we go. Verstappen close behind, but will he be close enough to catch? He will have DRS. About half a second behind us. Through towards turn 3 we go. Is he going to have enough DRS to get past? Not just yet. We don't have much battery left whatsoever. 14, 15%, which we're going to have to use to keep him behind us. I mean, look at that number dip. I mean, I reckon we won't have much by the end of this lap. However, it doesn't matter because it is the final lap of the race. Verstappen, P5. Magnussen will be on for a podium here in P3. Perez, P2. And I believe that is Sainz in P1, who will take the max amount of points he possibly can. Unless he doesn't have fastest lap, I'm not too sure. But that's not what's important here. As Carlos Sainz crosses the line to win the Austrian Grand Prix as well as a sprint race into turn 9. Verstappen very close behind. Oh my god. Was there contact there? I don't know if there... Oh wow. Oh, Verstappen. You cheeky boy. We don't care about that though. P4 it is. What a race. P3 last race. And P4 the next race. Starting P18 in the sprint, finishing P4 overall. I will take that very much.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here in Spielberg. And rightly so. A brilliant effort from the whole team. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. But what set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
There you have it then. The results for the whole weekend. It's Carlos Sainz with 33 points, so he didn't get the fastest lap in the end. I actually think Hamilton got the fastest lap, but it didn't count for anything because he finished outside of the top 10. However, Carlos Sainz with 33 points, Kevin Magnussen in P2 with 21, gaining that third position in the race, gaining a podium, his first podium in Formula 1. Sergio Perez P3 only getting points in the race, like the main race. Daniel Ricciardo P4 getting 7 points in the sprint and 6 in the actual race. And then us in P5 with 12 points. I mean, it's quite interesting because George Russell and Lewis Hamilton both only got a singular point. One from the sprint for Hamilton and one in the race for George. So, the Mercedes not looking too good. Carlos Sainz. Charles Leclerc should be shivering a little bit, shaking in his boots, if he's looking at this. I mean, he's not even on the board. I think he pitted about 4 different times over the weekend. Anyways, looking at the standings, the gap has increased significantly. Carlos Sainz on 219 points. Then Carlos is on 219 points after the first 11 races. Yeah. Why does he not get told to turn his AI down? When I'm on 150 after the first 11, why do I get told to turn my AI up? Like, what? What is this double standards? But anyways, Carlos Sainz, P1. Charles Leclerc, 55 points behind in P2. And Perez in P3, 62 points behind. Anyways, thank you for watching this episode of my team. Another sprint race complete, which just means that I have like an extra 5 or so minutes of content, which is great for me, because the longer videos always do really well, but there's just not enough action. That's why I don't do 50% races. People always tell me, oh, do 50% races. It's like, I'll do a 50% race, put more effort in, but it'll be the same amount of time, and people don't really want to watch, like, lap after lap of just nothing. After about the first 25% of, like, a full race, after that, it's just a bit of a procession until, like, pit stops and stuff, but the AI just never do good strategies. They just do, like, either a really long one-stop, medium to hard, or soft, medium, medium, or soft, soft, medium. It's one of those three. It's not an interesting thing to watch. That's why I stopped watching F1 my teams is because I just found 50% races just weren't interesting to watch after the first like half of the race. But anyways, thank you for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time for what should be the Belgium Grand Prix. But knowing my track record, I wouldn't trust that.